Welcome to the Clear to Send podcast, a podcast about wireless engineering, where we educate you on Wi-Fi technology, talk about design tips, troubleshooting, interviews, and the tools. Here are your hosts, Roel and Francois.
Hi guys, welcome to a brand new episode of the Clear to Send. This is episode number 273, and it's Francois. I'm here with Roel this morning. Hey Roel, how are you?
Hello, good morning. Happy to talk about Fortinet today.
It's always the morning for us.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll talk about Fortinet and a couple of topics about the presentation that they did at Mobility Field Day back in July. If you want to watch the full presentation from Fortinet, we'll put a link in the show notes to the YouTube channel that the Tech Field Day crew put together for us. So you can actually rewatch everything in your bed comfortably before going to bed. And you can learn about everything. Today we wanted to talk about a specific topic that we wanted to highlight from their presentation. The first one is the overall Fortinet offering, because I think that's something nice that they offer on the end. And the second topic that we wanted to talk about is the FortiAPU access point, which is like a new, it's not necessarily a new line of access points, but it's something new that they're doing related to Wi-Fi and security. Okay. So we wanted to kind of talk about that as well today.
All right, let's do it.
So the first topic is the Forti. I renamed it the Forti offering. So,
and I laugh because everything that Fortinet offers starts with Forti. Yeah, you name it. Forti APs, Forti gates.
Yeah, Forti cloud. So sometimes they even run out of names, so they have to. Yeah. Anyway,
is there anything that doesn't have Forti in front of it? 40?
I don't think so. It's like everything. Everything is Forti. They're very strong on that. even though sometimes it might be a little,
a little too
over
much.
the reach. But yeah, but at least they're sticking to,
it's
very
consistent.
consistent.
Yeah, it's a consistent message. I'll give them that.
So yeah, if you look at their line of product, they actually have a very good offering. They have a lot of different products that they offer across the board, and they have product for any type of businesses. They have stuff for small and medium enterprises. They have stuff for service providers, right? So they have a really, really good offering. They have devices for data centers, devices for branch offices.
They're one of the very, very few companies that offers a end-to-end solution for many different things, right? They're not just a security company. I mean, security is tied into all of their products, but they've got firewalls, switches, even one-time passwords, like everything you can think of, and it all falls into their portfolio. So it is end to end. Like if there's something you need, they most likely have it.
Yeah, exactly. They have like SD-WAN solution as well. And like you said, security is at the heart of everything they do, and I think they were making that clear when they presented. But they have product for everything. And on the Wi-Fi side of things, we know they purchased Meru a few years ago now.
Yeah.
So they've added that to their kind of wireless portfolio, but they also had like Wi-Fi access points before that. And they came out recently with a new set of access points. I think Carlos was sharing it on our Slack
Slack
channel.
I remember that.
Yeah, so they're doing a good job on the Wi-Fi side of things. And one thing that they have is that they're using the FortiGate, which is the name of their firewall, as a wireless controller. So it's if you want to deploy Wi-Fi in an environment where you already have a Fortinet, well, you just need to purchase the AP. And if you already have a firewall, Fortinet firewall, you can use that firewall to be your controller.
So your Forti controller.
Your Forti controller, yeah. So it's very easy for a company that's already using Juniper for the firewalls to can integrate the Wi-Fi, and then the other way around is true as well. And I think Lee was asking the question. He was like, okay, let's say I don't have a Fortinet firewall. Let's say I have something else, but I want to migrate my wireless LAN to Fortinet. Can I do this without a 40 gate? And they also have an option now where you can use the cloud. So they have something called the 40 LAN cloud. I think that's the name. That you could use to kind of manage your APs. So you can manage your APs in the cloud. And then if one day you decide to change your firewall and go with the 40 gate, then you have the options to either do managed by the cloud or managed by the 40 gate locally.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have the options. It's there, the flexibility. And I mean, everyone nowadays has got that managed in the cloud platform. I think it just depends on how they build that cloud, right? Like, is it just a controller in the cloud? Is it cloud native? How is that cloud used for each client, right? Like, are there certain processes or services that could get affected by load and then affect multiple customers, or is it just you? There's a lot to consider at that point, but again, like it also depends on the scale. So like if you're trying to scale, maybe the cloud option is better than using the FortiGate platform as your wireless controller, or if you're just trying to simplify things, then maybe just use the FortiGate controller. So having the option there is really meant for the ease with the customer. Like how do you want to do it, basically?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to answer your question on the cloud, the 40 LAN one, it's for access points and switches. Oh, sorry, I should say 40 APs and 40 switches. that's what it's for right now. But like you said, they, like any other vendors, they're trying to do more stuff in the cloud. So they've also presented something about their new like Insight Cloud that is trying to kind of digest the data coming from the network and making some sense out of it.
So more also, of the analytics and visibility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the product.
40 analytics.
40. No, I think it's like 40 AI ops or something like that. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah. It is 40 AI ops. And just to touch upon the FortiCloud, again, there will be like some sort of subscription that comes with that, right? It's not just I can just use the cloud kind of thing. There would be some sort of license attached to that.
Yes. Yeah, so I confirm it's a 40 AI Ops. That's the tool that they also talked about, which they're working on it.
Yeah. So the thing that I have with this all-encompassing platform is you may have different screens to go to depending on what you have to manage, right? Because the FortiLAN cloud sounds like it only manages the LAN stuff, which is your access points and your switches. So if you want to manage your firewall, it's either going to be FortiGate on-prem, you log into that firewall, or you log into a different login to manage your firewall there, maybe just FortiCloud. I think there is just a FortiCloud.
Yes.
And I think that's where things start to get kind of messy, where you don't have a consistent like single pane of glass, which people might want when they go with one vendor, right? Like make it easy for me to manage my network. I don't want to have to open another window and then have to do a separate like a different login there. I would like to see maybe somehow they tie those solutions together and then consolidate those names. Like there is a FortiGate cloud, and then now you have FortiLAN cloud. So does that mean I'm going to have a FortiNAC cloud or a cloud for everything?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think I like it better when vendors gonna consolidate everything into one interface, even if you have different tabs, different
Right.
colors to
Yeah.
kind of represent your different clouds. But at least you have everything in the same place. So one login and you log in and you have access to everything. But I think vendors, and I've seen that with other vendors, sometimes they struggle a little bit with that. Maybe because they have multiple teams working on different products, maybe because they have acquisition of other products. So I guess we'll see how that evolves, but they may have their reasons as well.
Yeah, I could see the 40 AI ops starting to tie everything together, right? Because if you're going to have AI ops, that means you have to have visibility into everything that they offer. Like you're going to have to analyze the data from that goes through your switches, your APs, your firewalls, everything.
And I guess that's one of the advantage of being able to be end to end. You can really analyze everything, including not just the Wi-Fi piece of it, but also the application, the delays on the application, and have that granular visibility end to end. If you have remote site branch offices, you can I guess monitor your SD-WAN connections and all of this. So maybe you're right. Maybe the 40 apps will be nice way to tie everything.
Yeah, we'll probably see an update for next mobility field day or even security field day, where they can shed some light on how these will all integrate together. Because I think right now I feel like they stand alone, all of these different solutions, and you kind of have to tie them together. Because I feel like when I've gone into environments and I see a FortiGate firewall, I don't see like Fortis switches or access points. Like I've deployed FortiGate firewalls. They're great. I think they're awesome. And for it's a good like bang for your buck, what you get out of these things. And I have tested the access point on the FortiGate. Like I was able to manage it. It's been a while, but I was able to manage it, do some basic Wi-Fi management stuff. And I think there's a lot of potential. But I haven't tested the cloud version for the APs.
Yeah, I don't think I have tested the cloud either. If you're already familiar with Fortinet, I think adding the APs is like super easy because it's already there in your FortiGate interface. It's a wireless tab. It works exactly the same way in terms of managing the flows and the interfaces. So if you're already familiar with FortiGates, I think like adding APs, 40 APs is would be super easy for you.
Mm-hmm. And what's nice is it'll probably tie in to the security policies of the FortiGate itself.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. So anyway, so that they have a pretty good 40 offering overall, and now I wanted to outline it because we don't always think about Fortinet as a company that offers everything. We think about them as a security company, but they actually have a really good offering. For everyone.
Yeah, I think it's good that they think security first. I think that's important because not too many put security first into every single one of their products.
No, indeed. So talking about security, let's talk about the 40 APU because I think that's a new type of APs that they came up with.
Okay.
And so they've always had the 40 AP, but now they came out with those 40 APUs. And I don't know exactly what the U stand for in the name, but I think it stands for UTM, Unified Threat Management.
Okay.
So what happens is what they try to do is they try to integrate some security services directly in the AP at the edge. Right. So what they're doing is they're moving some of the FortiGuard services that they have closer to the edge at the AP level, and the AP will be performing some security task right when the Wi-Fi traffic is coming to the LAN, right before it's getting into the wired network. So those services would be web filtering. So you could do web filtering at the AP level, IPS intrusion prevention system, anti-botnet, application control, and antivirus control as well. So you could do all of these against the traffic, the Wi-Fi traffic that comes onto the AP before it hits the wired network.
Okay. Yeah, it actually it's shortened for the AP UTP, but it just
UTP,
for short
sorry.
for the APU. That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
We'll share some links out, but it is Unified Threat Protection on APs, and I think it's only for Wi-Fi 6 APs, from what I can tell. I could be wrong, but yeah, it's good security at the edge, and I think when people think about security for Wi-Fi, right, they'll place that security down at the firewall level, but that doesn't protect like any type of vulnerabilities where maybe you have a compromised device on Wi-Fi, but then it starts spreading it to other devices on the same network. So even if you had a firewall, some of that traffic is not going to hit that gateway. So it might spread to other devices on the same net. And I think the Fortinet APU can help protect other devices on that same subnet by squashing those security issues from at the AP level.
Yeah, and you can turn it on and off based on the SSID. So you could have it on for one SSID profile, but then off for the next one. So that's pretty much how you configure it into the FortiGate. You configure your SSID, and then under the SSID you'll have a little option, a toggle menu that's called UTM, and you can turn it on and off. When you turn it on, then you can choose which of the services you want to apply, the FortiGuard services. So you'll choose if you want to do web filtering, app control, and so on, right there at the SSID level.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about other use cases for having it at the AP level, because then that adds a lot of processing power to the AP itself.
Yeah, so they were saying that the AP would be using a little bit more power to do all of this, but apparently they have like an optimized way to do some of these security check, from what I understood from the presentation.
Okay.
So it might impact your PoE a little bit. The PoE usage of the AP, but apparently that's the AP can handle it.
Okay,
no problem.
Yeah, I think I was wrong previously. It is on Wi-Fi 6 APs, but also Wave 1 and Wave 2 Wi-Fi 5 APs, just specific models. So that's if you want to really bring that FortiGuard services down to the wireless edge. If security is like really important to you, this is what you would use in order to protect your Wi-Fi clients and then the rest of the network.
Yeah, and I just wonder if you have maybe if you just have a FortiGate, in your data center, and you don't want to deploy one on each site, maybe that's also a way to do some security level, at different remote sites. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it would maybe eliminate having to put a full-on FortiGate firewall at each site. Maybe that for really small businesses, if you want the security features of a FortiGate, but you also want the wireless features, but you can't do, you can't have both. You could just push that to the APs and have those same features.
Yeah, and something to note as well is you can also use the cloud to manage the Forti APUs. So you can also, use the cloud to do all of this. And the something I understood as well from the presentation is that if you have the FortiGuard services in the cloud, the two kind of work together as well. Okay. So the FortiGuard services in the cloud and the APs work together. So whenever there's a new database of, signature or web filtering URLs, whatever, the Forti APU will kind of retrieve that from the FortiGuard tool in the cloud, And so it's not like a standalone product. It also talks to the other Fortinet products.
I think it would have to in order to integrate also their 40 AI ops. I think that's what we'll eventually see, right? Is this line of products should be able to tie into other solutions as well. Like that should be the added benefit, even if you were to add this, the Forti APU with the FortiGates and or even FortiCloud, wherever you're going to manage this thing. There's got to be a tie-in, like a seamless tie-in to all the other solutions that are available to them. I'd be interested to see like what are the added benefits by having all of this end to end, right? Your Forti APU, FortiGate, FortiCloud. Like there's got to be some really good benefits there. Maybe it's the telemetry of data. I don't know.
Yeah, you can.
Like you can increase also, telemetry.
You can get down to the application level.
Yeah.
Get up to the application level. That's it. We should say.
Did they show a demo of it in the
yes
field day?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can share the video, but they have a video about the Forti AI ops. Yeah, on the YouTube channel, it's called the Forti AI ops Fortinet demo. So they do have a presentation on that.
Okay.
Yeah, so they kind of go through a couple of the things they were working on for the project. So yeah, if you guys are interested, you can take a look at this. Look at the things they're working on for the Mist AI op.
The Forti AI ops?
Forti AI ops, yes.
Right. You confused me there. All the different names that we have to remember.
I think I was confused myself.
There's a lot of mobility field day presentations, so they all eventually this is the funny part, they all will sound the same, right? Like they all have the same features, they all have it's a matter of like which one performs, which one ties their solutions together, which one has better support and has frequent updates or feature updates to the solution.
Yeah, it's even hard for me to remember all of the presentation. But one thing, looking at the presentation, one thing that is nice if you have end-to-end support is that you can also tie the logs from the Radius server from the NAC to the Wi-Fi as well. So you can, if you had wrong credentials or if you don't have the proper certificates or the Radius secret is wrong, so you can get access to that, level of information. I guess you can tie both of them together in the same tool if you have, those managed by Fortinet. So
cool.
Anyway.
Yeah, we encourage you guys to check that out. Let us know if you are using Fortinet for your solutions with security and all the other products that they have in their product line, and let us know what you think. Like, is this something that you're interested in? Do you want kind of the end-to-end solution from a company, single pane of glass look as well? Is that something more beneficial for you and your organization, or is this something that doesn't fit with you? Like, we're really interested in knowing your comments and feedback on whether this works like in your environment. So go to clearsend.net/273 and leave a comment for us there. All right, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thanks. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.